Okay guys, this is another problem, talking about volume of cones. This one's actually a little bit easier than the last one we did, and we have one more after this, just to let you guys know. Sometimes they write down the problem, sometimes they can actually describe this entire problem in a paragraph form. So I'm not going to do that, but practice your reading comprehension, okay, when it comes to these kinds of math problems. But here we go. This one is basically saying to find the volume. They're asking us what the volume is of this cone. And we know that the formula of a cone, right, is pi r squared times height divided by 3, right? There we go. Divided by 3. Pi r squared times height divided by 3. Well, can I do that? Well, pi, we always have pi, right? Pi is 3.14. Do we have radius? Right? How about before I even continue, how about you guys try, I already kind of started the brainstorming process. Why don't you guys see if you can figure out what the volume is? Okay? And your clue is that it's actually a little bit easier than the last one that we did. So go ahead and give it a go. All right, what did you guys get? It should be a pretty big number. Okay, kind of a big number. Well, let's see here. They didn't give me radius, so how am I going to find the volume? Well, they did give me something else. They gave me this little piece of information, 153.9 meters squared. What does that mean? What does that represent? And how do I know, right? What's telling me, other than it being a number, what else is it telling me? It's telling me that it's area. And how do I know that, right? I know that because they're giving me meters squared, units squared. Now, for example, if it was units cubed, that would be volume. I've said this before. So pay attention to those units. They're telling us a lot of things right there, okay? Meter squared, area, meter cubed, or unit cubed, volume. So this is area, because it's the area of something, because it tells me that it's meters squared. So what's it the area of? It's the area of the circle, okay? The area of the circle is 153.9 meters squared. So we have to ask ourselves, what part of the formula is talking about the area of a circle? And this is why at the beginning I said that these kinds of formulas, and I talked about it also in pyramids, but these kinds of formula and cylinders, these kinds of formulas, they build on each other. And we have to start recognizing what this is, what that is, what the whole thing is, okay? So, area of a circle is located in this part of our formula for the volume of a cone. Pi r squared is the area of a circle. That's how you find the area of a circle, is pi r squared. So they did that already. So they kind of helped us out. And this is what I was trying to tell you, that it's a little bit easier than the last one we did. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute 153.9 for pi r squared. Okay, times height. Use parentheses. My height is 12, right? Right? And all that divided by 3. At this point, it's pretty much just a calculator thing, okay? So it's not too hard to plug into a calculator, and we'll get the volume. All right, so trusty old calculator. Actually, it's not that old. Anyway, so I'm going to multiply 153.9 times 12. 153.9 times 12. Okay, let's go ahead and figure out what that numerator looks like. The numerator is 1,846.8. Now I'm just gonna hit divided by, and what that does is it puts answer ANS, and that just means it's the 1800, and that's right here in the form of ANS. Okay, so it just means my previous answer, this, divided by 3, and that's equal to 615.6. Okay, so, oops, let's just go over here, get my marker. What was it again? 615.6. This time I have to put units, or meters in this case, cubed, to show that it's volume. okay? So again, in this one, they gave us a big help. They gave us the area of the circle. Our job is to understand that it's area, because they didn't say area. Well, they didn't use the word area. They didn't even use the letter A, like to give us a clue, right? Sometimes they don't do that. And the idea here is to understand the language of the unit squared versus just the unit, like if it was just meters, or if it's meters cubed, right? Meters cubed is talking about volume. Meters squared is talking about area. So, and again, we have to know how to find those pieces in the formula. Okay, so that's it for this one. I got one more for you. Let's take a look at that one.